battle. I'm Goran 1988, and I am here with. I expected that this time. Yep, I'm here with Inquisitor Cat, and yeah, how are you feeling, Inquisitor Cat?
It is a Sunday.
It is a Sunday, and how are you feeling about this boss battle, which is Baronade versus Morpher?
Well, I don't know how much do I want to say anything.
Mm, well, yeah, it might not be good to say much, but yeah, we were already explaining it. So Baronade is an anemone. That's what you were explaining to me, Kat, like a few months ago, which means that Baronade is a flower and Morpher is just water, effectively. So yeah, literally this fight is flower versus water. And we'll see which one beats which, well, fairly soon on that one. So, yeah, we'll go through the stats again. Baronade B, sorry, B health. Health B, Power D, Intelligence F, Mobility D, Electric Stun A, Jellyfish B, Flail B. I mean, just looking at it, the electric abilities could be very good on Baronade as well as the Jellyfish, really. So, Baronade always has a lot going for it, but that intelligence F stat, that's always concerning in Baronade's battles, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. All the previous fights have shown how important the intelligence stat is.
Yeah, definitely. So, moving on to Morpher, Health D, Power F, Intelligence F, Mobility D, Aqua Affinity B. I mean, Morpher's got technically bad stats all around. The Aqua Affinity is quite good. It's just, how can that Aqua Affinity be used to beat Baronade? How is it useful in this? And in all fights, to be honest with you. I mean, it really hasn't shown that much of a good color in, this battle.
Yes, overall, as an ability, it is a very good and awesome ability, but it also has, its weaknesses and requirements for it being utilized
Yes, definitely.
properly. So
Well, okay then. Just gonna go back into this. We've got Baronape versus Morpher, and the way that this battle works is that, well, half of the room will be Baronade and Jabu Jabu, whilst the other half will be Morpher, of course, in the Water Temple. The two worlds will be, uh, well, smashed together, you know what I mean. Well, one world will be teleported into another. Is there anything else we want to say about this battle?
I think we have the important details.
Yep, definitely. Okay, then, well, two things. The first thing is determining how this battle's going to operate. So I'm just going to say it here, but I'm just going to put it here. But yeah. And can you confirm that you agree with me on this synopsis?
Yes, completely.
Okay, good. Good then. Who wants to be Baronade and who wants to be Morpher in this fight?
Hmm. Well, both having the certain similar aspects to them, I I don't mind either way.
Okay. I'll be, you know what? I'll be Morpher in this battle then. That's my final decision. So I'm Morpher, you're Baronade. So to clarify, both worlds have teleported into one another, and Morpher has sensed. We do debate whether they would sense this sort of thing, because with regards to Morpher, Link had to jump into the water surrounding Morpher in order for Morpher to know that Link was there. But for the sake of argument, Morpher has somehow sensed that Baronade is around somewhere, and Baronade has also sensed that Morpher is around somewhere. We're giving the benefit of the doubt here, but even if they didn't sense one another, it shouldn't matter in the long run. So, yeah. So you don't mind Morpher going for the first attack, effectively? Well, not
No,
attack,
just
but cool.
well, first action, yes, just go for it.
Okay, so Morpher starts swimming around in order to try to pinpoint where this, sort of enemy is. So, yeah, just Morpher's moving around effectively within the water on Morpher's side. Possibly a bit closer to Baronade, but it's really guesswork at this point. So,
Well,
it's.
since swimming does create currents to some extent, even when it
Mm,
happens underwater, it means there is slight sounds in the water,
mm,
which would, of course, attract Baronade,
mm.
and Baronade would throw a chili, send, hard to say. Anyway, a jellyfish would be directed into the water, most likely on the edge, because that's where the waves would hit and create the sound.
Okay. Well, when that's sort of happening, Morpher might be noticing the jellyfish and extending out. I don't know what to call these, but what Morpher does, sort of a tendril in that general direction. Again, I don't know if Morpher would actually find the jellyfish, but it's as much as Morpher's trying to do effectively here.
Like, of course, the jellyfish in response, like being in the presence, would also generate sound and movement. So I would totally see Morpha sensing it in,
Yeah.
well, whatever method of sensing it has, since amorphous blob utilizing mucous membranes, their senses aren't easily perceived by species like ours.
Yes. By the way, not yeah, so we are granting this effectively that there's some method that they can sense one another. So we've just got to see. So, yeah, so, well, I'll say that Morpher misses the jellyfish this time. So it's on to you.
So, if the jellyfish would have been missed, that would recall that then the jellyfish would be recalled and responds with another jellyfish to the
Mm,
latest sound target.
okay. And, yeah, well, let's say Morpher goes for this jellyfish and then hits this time. Again, it's hard to know probabilities with regards to this, but this would eventually happen, so that's why I'm going to say it. What's going to happen then?
Zit.
Okay, so basically there'd be an electric current. We don't know if Morpher's there or not, but let's say that Morpher isn't there in this one. That would carry. That would be a current throughout the water, and that would damage Morpher slightly. So I'm gonna say for this that Morpher's on slight damage. Morpher recoils back from that effectively, and recoils all the water back from it, meaning that the water's gone away from this jellyfish. What does Baronade do then?
Well, Barinade would most likely not have any sort of understanding in any sort of feasible reaction to that. So it would just recall the jellyfish and just wipe for a moment.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I think Morpher would put out another tendril in order to try to find whatever Baronade or that jellyfish is. So then it goes to you.
Well, now that there is movement again, it's a new jellyfish time.
Okay. And then I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, that Morpher hits the jellyfish, but Morpher's in this tendril. Because Morpher isn't in every tendril, to clarify. So, yeah. What happens is the same, and forgive me for saying too much on this, but I think we have it. Morpher's defeated by the jellyfish, by the electricity. I think we can call it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it. It's as simple as that. I didn't think Baronade would be using a jellyfish strategy, but Baronade wins. Just because the way that Baronade would naturally operate would defeat Morpher. Just because, effectively Morpher is weak to the abilities that Baronade has. They both have the same intelligence. The question would be in this battle, if Morpher had a higher intelligence, could Morpher beat Baronade? And I think Morpher might be able to, but that's only a might. What do you think, Kat?
I would give a more a more credited a more certain answer to that, depending on how high we would give the intelligence for Morpha.
Well, let's make it as simple as possible. Morpher's intelligence is S.
If Morpha's intelligence would be S, I would see Morpha winning all the time in this fight.
Yeah, because I would see Morpher understanding that an electric current is effectively coming from the jellyfish from Baronade itself, and then being able to direct an attack towards Baronade, towards the parts of Baronade that just wouldn't influence Morpher at all. It would be a long and drawn-out battle, but Morpher could eventually win that one. But since Morpher had no understanding, had no intelligence at all, that was just not going to happen.
Indeed.
But yeah, so, yep, this one, quite, yeah, quite a battle, I guess. But yeah, so that's sort of the end of this here, Baronade versus Morpher. And there's really not much more to say, so I'm gonna put it back on here. But you know, any closing thoughts on the battle?
Well, sorry to utilize in Pokemon terms. Even if we would have completely missed and left out the intelligence part of this fight, it would have been a electric grass type versus pure water type.
Yeah. It really would have. Baronade is just, well, effectively, Baronade is the rock to Morpheus scissors in this fight. It's as simple as that. But yeah. Okay, well, yeah, if there's not anything more to say, then well, hope you enjoyed Boss Battle Round 10, and yeah, it's goodbye from me, Goron, and yeah. Take care, everybody. 1, 2.